Hello, hello, beautiful people. Yes, we're recording. This is Coach Lacresha, and I recently did a video for women in marriage talking about sex, and I promised to follow that video up with one for men also pertaining to sexual satisfaction in marriage. Okay, before we begin, let me just invite you guys to my website. It's lacreshahayes.com. If you there's a blog there are my books there, more information about coaching. Guys, right now a 30-minute session with me is $50 and a 1-hour session is $80, and those prices will be changing in June. So now is a great time to book a session. There are many services I offer, and you can be sure to go over there and look at that. I don't have all of my services on my website, but I pretty much have, I think I have most of them there, and we do coaching with men. So definitely check that out, and I look forward to booking some sessions with you guys. Now, let me just kind of get right into this, okay? I get a lot of, I have a lot of male friends. For a long time, I was a traveling minister. I've done protocol and different things like that. And those of you who run in the church circle, you understand that most Christian leadership are male, and it's just kind of how that goes. So I know a lot of men. I know a lot of married men. I've coached with quite a few couples. And one of the things that men tend to complain about is being sexually satisfied, and believe it or not, the wives themselves are also complaining. And generally, when it gets to a place where one is complaining, even if the other one is not actively complaining, you can believe that they probably have some complaints that they just hadn't actually verbalized yet. So men, I'm gonna start by telling you the same thing that I told the women in the last video. We are grown people. You are a grown man. It's not your wife's job to keep you hot, horny, and ready. A lot of times when couples begin to get bored in the bedroom, they immediately begin to look at the other person in front of them. It's like, well, you don't put enough energy into it. You don't put enough effort into it. It's like you, and you. But imagine if, because see, I'm gonna tell you the thing about pointing fingers and the blame game is that when you're doing that, you take all your power, you take all the power out of your hands, and you're giving all the power for your happiness, all the power for your sexual satisfaction, all the power for your marriage work and your future over into the hands of someone else. And that's a scary thing. I mean, I'm just being honest. Even inside the bounds of marriage, you have to be careful that you're not shifting your power into the hands of someone else and then being mad when they don't do exactly what you think should be done. See, if you notice something wrong in your relationship, guys, I'm not going to even approach it from the perspective of you're a man, you're supposed to be the head, and you're supposed to be the leader. I'm not going to approach it from that perspective. I want to approach it from a different perspective. You are a grown person. You are a grown man. If you notice that there is something missing in your marriage, if you notice that there is a problem, then address it. Of course, make your desires known. I'm not telling you not to. You should tell your spouse what's wrong, but you should also begin to, when you come to the table, you should come with a solution. And that solution, if you're only getting sex once a week and you're married, that solution shouldn't be you need to have more sex with me, because that's what a lot of you guys do, unfortunately. And I got to tell you, men and women have two different approaches to sex. A woman loves sex just as much, if not more, than a man. Now, that's the truth. I'm telling you this from a woman's perspective. Of course, I am a Scorpio, so I might be partial, but I'm just saying, okay? So from my experience, most women love sex as much as a man. But what we do not love as women is boredom. We don't love routine. We don't love feeling as if our desires are not met. A man is stimulated many times visually, auditory stimulation. Some men love the sound of sex or love the sound of a woman's voice. Some men, it smell. You guys are very, your senses turn you on, okay? But women are not like that. It's funny. I'm going to tell you guys this, and it just hit me just now as I'm doing this video. Because men live most of the time in their brains, right? They're so logical about how they do their job, how they do this and that, the cars, all of this stuff is logical. until you get to sex. Then all of a sudden they're into the emotions and the sensual stimulation and all of that. It's like, I see you, you look good, you smell good, you sound good. It's like you all of a sudden all into your your right hemisphere. So but the thing is, guys, women are almost always emotional. Not all women. Some women are very logical. I consider myself one. But some women are very logical, but even the most logical woman tends to have a more emotional approach to life. Okay, but when it comes to sex, we need mental stimulation. So you can't come to us with, the first couple of times, because we just so in love, you can kiss us on the neck, blow in our ear a little bit, and then we're just ready. But eventually that's going to wear off. And so you have to learn how to approach a woman to open her up. And generally the best way to open a woman up is conversation. And now I'm not talking about the bills. I'm not talking about the kids, what we're going to cook next week, when we're going grocery shopping. Not that kind of conversation. Not how was your day at work today. You can open the door with that, but not that kind of conversation either. But sometimes for a woman to get us there, you have to approach it from a perspective of, wow, you're beautiful. Do some staring. Make her blush. Stare at her long enough to make her blush. When a woman is blushing in her face, there's a whole nother process going on below. Okay, let's just keep it real, because we're all grown. So stare at her, compliment her. Don't compliment stuff that she hears all the time. I mean, that's fine if you want to add that in there, but come up with something different each time. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of men don't do it because it takes work. Well, the same way I told the women in the other video is that marriage is work. You know what I'm saying? But it's fun work when you're 100% committed. When you're sold out to this thing, it's beautiful. One day you can talk about her eyes, and I mean, take time to look at them. And if they glow, like your eyes glow, they're beautiful. Something about something like that when it's sincere, and women are good at telling when you're being sincere, or at least some of them. Unfortunately, not all of them, but when you sincerely say, your eyes are so beautiful, this is your wife. She probably hadn't heard this from you in 4 or 5 years. It's like, that's going to get her attention. Whatever she was thinking about, now she like, what do you want? Did he just, and she don't want to blush, but it's coming, and then I never knew, I never noticed how beautiful your skin is. It glows, and your hair is growing. Or, you can compliment her butt and her breasts and stuff like that. Just don't let that be all you have. Because even if you've been married 10 years, women still want to walk past their husband and get slapped across the butt. We do. We want to be groped and felt on and all of that. But guys, you have to understand that that's not enough. Because a woman wants to be loved for more than her body. I'm going to tell you why. Because as a woman, as we get older, the fear, before the looks start going away, the fear of the looks going away creep in way before the looks go. So a woman can start getting insecure just because the calendar is turning. I'm another year older and another year older and another year older. When is the gray hair coming? When are the wrinkles coming? When is the saggy boobs coming? When will my butt get flat? Like, I don't want the mushroom, but I don't want the upside down triangle. But like, we obsess about that. And we live in a society that, I mean, everywhere you look, it's all about this fictitious beauty, right? So you can't expect her to keep being turned on by that, because after a while it sounds shallow. So yes, make her feel sexy. Yes, tap her on the butt, grope her and kiss on her and hug her and make her feel nasty sometimes. But also look at her eyes, compliment her soul, her voice, her, just talk about how good it feels to be in her arms, to lay in the bed beside her. Hold her sometimes without wanting sex. I mean, literally. Just control yourself. And if you hold her long enough, she's probably going to want to have sex with you. See, if you learn the basics about women, which is not a volume book. I mean, first volume this high and the second volume this high and it's 100 more of these volumes. That's bullcrap. That's the kind of stuff that we need to quit making memes out of. Because really, women are not that hard to understand. If we love you, we love you. If we want you, we want you. And if we're committed, we're committed. Okay? When a woman is in love with you and has married you, she's truly committed to you, it's not that hard. Listen, really listen. Listen, making eye contact and giving feedback. Not over talking her, but giving appropriate feedback. Okay? Grope on her, Compliment her outer beauty, compliment her inner beauty, compliment her mind. You can't choose one over the other. You got to do them both. Pay attention. Pay attention. You know what? It's so many men who are not getting any because they just did not notice that she got her eyebrows arched 2 days ago and ain't said nothing about it yet. And to her, that was a big thing because she hadn't done that in no telling how long. And so she got her eyebrows arched and she's all in your face. And you just looking like, what is wrong? You know, pay attention the same way you pay attention. Because some of you guys, when you're watching the game, you're in this game and you're like, oh my God, did you just see that? His foot was over the line. I mean, you're paying attention to your games. You're paying attention to the basketball, to the football, to the baseball. You pay attention to the video games. You pay attention to a whole lot of stuff. Pay attention to your woman and you will not be able to peel her off. Now, the last thing I'm going to say to you guys, because again, I went over 10 minutes. So the last thing I'm going to say to you guys is this. Gifts are great, but gifts will never make up for time. Not with a woman who loves you. Not with a woman who loves you. So sometimes, you know, instead of coming home, handing her $200, say, hey, go shopping, which we ain't never got a problem with. Let me just say that. We don't have a problem with that. But sometimes instead of that, or in addition to that, would be even better. Also take the time to, you know, say, hey, I want to go shopping with you today. Let's go get you some shoes. Get involved. You know, like for me, I love wigs. I love them. You know, let's go pick out your wig. I love the idea of my husband picking out my hair. You know, it's kind of fun and scary, you know, but it's an adventure we had together, you know, and it's stuff like that she never forgets. And then sometimes you might want to just volunteer. You know, she hadn't been out in forever. Take her out. And then other days you say, hey, I'm going to keep the kids tonight. Go with your girlfriends and y'all go down to the sports bar or go wherever you're going or go down to see a movie or whatever. And, you know, me and the kids going to be fine. And if you have any problem, call your mama, call your sister, call anybody. Don't call her. Let her have a good time. I guarantee you when she get back, she's going to be waking you up if you're asleep. Like, oh, my God, I missed you so much. Hands everywhere trying to get some. So, you know, a lot of you guys are not getting any because you're lazy as hell. And I'm just being honest. You don't pay attention. If you pay attention, if you quit being lazy, if you stay creative and you actually show that you care, then you'll get whatever you want from a woman. Women are easy. I mean, ask the pimp down the street. That's what you do. Talk to the pimps. You know, they tell you all the time how they manipulating 15 women, and you got one wife, and you act like you don't know what to do with her. Come on now. Don't let them pimp guys make you look bad, and you don't went to school and got a degree at Harvard, Yale, and all these different places, but you don't know women. It's not hard. It's not hard. Now, guys, thank you. I appreciate you guys for listening. This has been Coach Lacresha. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you can be alerted when I upload new videos. And like and share. Until next time, you have a very blessed day.